heavy downpours are continuing your way, just everyone make sure that you are heeding these warnings and that you are staying indoors, you're staying inside your home, and you are in your safe area, which you should have already staked out well ahead of this active weather.
I do see that they do have a report of even some baseball-sized hail in Dougherty County near Red Store Crossroad. Like that's where they're saying that this is around almost 3 inches in size. So it is fairly busy out there. Max 1 is the one that I'm currently sitting on here in the area. But the overall time frame, what we're also seeing there, that tornado warning, that still they are continuing that tornado warning in Ben Hill County at this time. We're currently looking at the one in Dougherty County, but we're continuing both of these tornado warnings for the next couple of minutes. So we're going to be seeing until 5 o'clock this tornado warning that you see here into portions of Dougherty County and the one in Ben Hill County. So they're both going on until 5 o'clock with a chance for some of those strong thunderstorms that are capable of producing a tornado. So right now, the one in Ben Hill County is radar indicated, and the one in Baker, Dougherty, and Mitchell County are also radar indicated at this time, both capable of producing up to 1 inch or more of hail. So 1 inch or more size hail. So that's what we want to make sure you're staying aware. Even if there isn't a tornado on the ground, still can lead to some kind of severe weather damage when it comes to hail, when it comes to these breezy winds, flash flooding that is possible in some areas, and a number of this. You can hear just the amount of rainfall that is falling on the roof right now. Very busy here this afternoon in very busy this afternoon and evening, something that we'll continue to watch for you and keep an eye on as we still have this tornado warning storm that is ongoing into portions of Dougherty County. Jim, we have some video and photos from viewers that really show a little bit of what's been going on today.
That's right, Tommy. We do have some new video in. It is video that was sent to us from Doles. That's in Worth County, not too far from the Dougherty County line. This was taken by Megan Stevenson, and as you can see there, a lot more of these clouds that people have seen before these heavy rains hit. This is in Doles in Worth County, and you can see just how heavy that cloud cover is as it was moving into that area right there. We have hear the rain pounding down on us here in Albany right now. This is very severe weather, and it is moving very quickly, it seems like, in certain areas. There you see how intense those clouds could look from a little ways away. This was in Doles in Worth County not too long ago. Now, if you see weather that you think is something that we would be interested in, something that you want to share with the community, you can send it to 10. Go to WALB.com and send it to 10. It's right there, and give it to us, and we will share it with our community, our neighbors, our viewers, as we continue to keep up with the severe weather. Back over to you, Tommy.
Yes, Jem. So here's a look at First Alert Radar, giving you a new track kind of on what's going on here on Max 1. Now, you can see 4:42 p.m. Get toward first. Bethesda Road Church there at 4:42. We can see Mitchell Steam Generating Plant around 4:52. We'll also be seeing around 4:53 Putney, 4:58 Pecan City. We'll also see Pleasant Grove Church around 4:58. Piney Woods Park around 5:04, and East Dougherty by 5:05. So those are a number of areas that we're beginning to see kind of pushing that rotation that we're seeing in Dougherty County. Where it'll be heading next, or where it is going to be going here in the area. So something that we are continuing to watch, along with the opportunity for some of that flash flooding that could occur from some of that heavy rainfall that's ongoing here across the area. But we have not forgotten you here in Ben Hill County. The overall picture is showing that we are dealing with the opportunity for some very heavy rainfall, along with that rotation there in the area. And so very busy time frame here in Southwest Georgia. Now, if I'm going to go ahead and change this over real quick so you get a better idea of what this looks like. I'm giving you if we'll hop over toward Max 2, we can get a live look out of what we're dealing with in downtown Albany. Very ominous, very dark out there, rainfall coming down in sheets almost, it looks like, and very breezy winds here across Southwest Georgia. And so really a great time if you need to pull over, try to get to a low-lying area, do what you need to do here in Southwest Georgia, because we're seeing a lot of areas that are looking like this at this time. You want to make sure you're staying safe, doing whatever you need to do to stay safe at this time here in the area. So let's hop right back over here into our first alert radar on Max 1. This is going to give you an idea of where that tornado warning is currently sitting here in Ben Hill County. So this is now kind of currently to the east of Fitzgerald. So we're starting to move toward the east of Fitzgerald, but still kind of sitting along that Highway 182 territory. And we need to we're going to put a track on this for you as well, as we do hold on to this until around 5 o'clock as well. And so this is going to be pushing a little bit closer toward, it looks like, even Coffee County here fairly soon. So here's a look at what we're dealing with. This is at 441, Mount Calvary Church at 441, New Bethel Church around 449. If you live anywhere near any of these areas that I'm mentioning, your safe spot should still be where you are right now. Ben Hill County Park at 453, Oak Grove Church around 458, Pridgeton, and then we're also seeing something around 503 around Rocky Creek Church. And so those are the areas that we're going to be watching. This could even go into portions of, I believe, Telfair County there as well, just southern portions of Telfair County, getting very close to Jacksonville. That doesn't include the city of Jacksonville, though, there in that area. But we're going to keep a very close eye on this system and what we're dealing with. But this is an overall view of where we're seeing those two tornado warnings, one in Ben Hill County, starting to get closer toward Telfair County. It has not crossed into Coffee County just yet, but we could be seeing some of that changing if this continues to hold through on some of that rotation. But we're still watching this one system back into Dougherty County at this time. This one where we have seen some rotation with it. They have trimmed it back just a tiny bit, but the overall picture shows that we still have this warning ongoing all the way until 5 o'clock. So 20 minutes with this warning here in this area. Now, here's some other reports that we see in Nicholsville, there in Early County. We have seen a report of a tornado that was damage reported to the area of Quail Country Road. So Quail Country Road was reported around that 2:36 p.m. time frame. They are continuing that tornado warning there in Baker, Dougherty, and Mitchell County all the way until 5 o'clock with this tornado, with this system capable of producing a tornado. Nothing has been confirmed yet at this time, but it is radar indicated. It is 8 miles southwest of Albany, moving east at 40 miles per hour at this time. Now, we still do have a severe thunderstorm warning right under that they are continuing as well with the tornado possible. Thunderstorm wind damage could be considerable, as they say, up to near 60 mile per hour wind gusts or even more, and then 2-inch size hail could be possible as well. So very busy time frame here in Southwest Georgia here into this afternoon, pushing closer toward the evening. And we're also dealing with a lot of heavy rainfall, which could lead to even potential for some flash flooding here into the area. So very busy here in Southwest Georgia.
Well, indeed it is, Connie. As you just mentioned, the severe thunderstorm warning continues for areas of Dougherty County. That does include Hackney as well as Avery until 5 p.m. The storm has the potential to produce 2 inches size hail, very large. Potentially with this particular, which is continuing to move across Dougherty County. It is now moving just along Westover Boulevard, heading toward Highway 19. So it looks like a large area of Dougherty County will be impacted by this potential sail. Of course, the warning does extend across the extreme northern areas of Baker as well as Mitchell counties.
So as we continue moving forward, yes, we are going to be dealing with an opportunity for some potential for some very heavy rainfall from this system if you're outside of that tornado warning. And that will also be the opportunity for considerable wind damage. We'll also be dealing with the opportunity for some heavy rainfall, and also some hail can't be ruled out in the system as it continues to push a little bit along that Highway 19 territory like Putney. We're also seeing it kind of getting into Albany with that heavier rainfall, and then we're also seeing the opportunity for some of that hail to continue to begin to occur here in the area. So that's what that severe thunderstorm warning has been indicating over the last several minutes here in Southwest Georgia.
Tommy, let's see what other, if we can broaden out, let viewers see exactly where these storms are continuing to develop and move. Most of this is across our northern counties, anywhere from Dougherty County northward, encompassing Lee County, Terrell County, Calhoun County, Randolph County. You've been impacted throughout the day. Also, Quitman County. And that's where we have severe thunderstorm warnings. And those warnings, of course, include the development of severe storms. They are continuing to be very impactful. We have a flash flood warning for Quitman, Randolph, and Terrell counties. So that's because of the very heavy rainfall that is coming down on saturated soils. So no doubt there is water rising in those areas. Make sure that if you are having to venture out, that you are keeping a watchful eye to any rain-covered roadways. You really don't know whether or not a road is still there. You don't want to cross it. Remember the adage, turn around, don't drown. So we have those tornado warnings that are continuing. We have one until 5 p.m. That is for areas, Wilcox, portions of Ben Hill County. Also a severe thunderstorm warning that does cover Tift County, stretching into southern areas of
And we
Irwin
did get
County.
a new tornado warning for portions of Irwin County until 5:30. So I want to update you on that. This one's going to be moving east at 35 miles per hour. It has been located 7 miles southwest of Ocilla and is located near Mystic. And so that is what we're currently watching, a new tornado warning that's going all the way until 5:30 now. And so we are going to be dealing with another tornado warning there in that area. So we have one in Dougherty County, we have one in Ben Hill County, and we have one in Irwin County. So very, very active time here in Southwest Georgia. I'm going to go ahead and move closer toward that new one and kind of give an idea on some of that rotation. So this was that storm that we saw that was severe thunderstorm warned in portions of Tift County and now has pushed into Irwin County, and now we have seen some rotation begin to tighten back up, leading to the chance for another tornado being possible. So currently, it is radar indicated at this time as it continues to move toward its northeasterly progression at 35 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and put a track on that to give you everyone a look at what we're dealing with currently right now. And so Gladys, it looks like it'll be next to you around 4:55 p.m. A Little Flock Church around 4:56 p.m. Lax around 5:05. Bridgetown 5:11, and we'll get to Ambrose around 5:16. Ambrose Elementary School, if it heads into Coffee County, around 5:17. 5:20, it'll be in Bush now. So those are going to be the areas that we'll be watching for that highest area of rotation here in Southwest Georgia as it continues its easterly progression here in Southwest Georgia. We're still also watching that tornado warning storm back into Dougherty County at this time, trying to see where it is headed, and it will continue to push a little bit further toward the east there. You can already see this kind of bringing in that heavy rainfall for portions of Putney, northern portions of Mitchell County right now. So they can tend just to the south of this current warning, but it is still getting along Highway 19 there, bringing in a lot of heavy rainfall here in the area. And you can even see portions of now Worth County that are getting in on some of the heavier rainfall, currently not under any kind of warning, but they're getting more rainfall. That we already dealt with some rain earlier today in that area. Now we're getting more rainfall. So this is why they have that flash flooding threat possible here in a number of spots across Southwest Georgia, because we're getting so much rainfall ongoing here across Southwest Georgia. Very busy time this afternoon and here in this evening. But here's a look at that velocity imagery, kind of give you an idea of where that rotation is currently sitting. So we do see a little bit of rotation just south of 319 there. That is Pinot Church Road. That's where we're seeing that's area of rotation there. This is kind of staying toward the southwest of Ocilla at this time. If it continues to get closer toward Ocilla, we'll definitely kind of keep you updated on where this currently is heading. And then as we move a little bit closer toward that Dougherty County storm, this one still has a bit of rotation on it as well. Not as pronounced, but there's still something popping up here on the map as we take a look at it. So we're popping up right here in this area. This is where we're starting to see some of that rotation begin popping up here across Southwest Georgia. Very busy time here in Southwest Georgia. And then let's move closer toward that Ben Hill County storm, which is still encompassing the city of Fitzgerald. However, most of the rotation has now pushed along 319 there and is now getting closer toward northern fringes of Coffee County, and so that is where we're going to be watching next. And so those areas are going to be in the line of sight for this next storm. So this is what we're dealing with. They do include Coffee County in that warning until 5:15, and so 5:15 is where they see Coffee County staying in that warning there in the one that we see stretching from Ben Hill County now into northern Coffee County there in the area. So we do have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings that are still popping up here across southwest Georgia. Those severe thunderstorm warnings do encompass portions of Quitman County that we see there. We can see this getting into portions of Randolph County and Terrell County. I'm going to hop back over toward our sweeping radar, kind of give you an idea of the overall picture of what we're dealing with right now. So lots of lightning popping up here across southwest Georgia in these very strong active storms. A lot of these storms have either the tag of radar indicated tornado threat. We do see possible tornadoes and some of those severe thunderstorm warnings. And we also see just the chance for some hail and some thunderstorm wind damage popping up as well. So very, very active here going across southwest Georgia. As you can see, these storms still have a lot of strength to them as we see plenty of lightning starting to pop up. And this is just within the last 3 minutes that you're seeing right now. Within the last 30 minutes, we've had more, but within the last 3 minutes, we have seen a number of lightning strikes. Let me go ahead and put that up for you so you can see what's going on here. So this is what we're seeing. 373 lightning strikes within the last 3 minutes across all of our storms here in southwest Georgia. Very, very, very busy here across the area. So let's go ahead and pop back up towards some of these tornado warnings so you can get an idea. So if you're just joining us, you're wondering what's going on, you hear heavy rainfall ongoing across your area. Now, here are the spots where we're dealing with the tornado warnings. Ben Hill and Irwin County both have tornado warnings currently sitting in them. The northern portions of Coffee County has a tornado warning sitting in it as well. I believe that one in Ben Hill, kind of getting to Coffee County, it's starting to weaken just a tad bit, but we're starting to see this one down here, getting to Irwin County, see a little bit of strength to it. And so we're keeping a close eye on that one as well. Now, as we get into Dougherty County, now we're seeing the overall picture showing that a lot more heavier rainfall is starting to pop up with this system, but still could potentially lead to some kind of rotation to lead to some tornado development. So this one is the one that we're talking about in Dougherty County, which does include the area of Putney and also numerous other areas like East Dougherty and like we see the Butler subdivision popping up on here. It does include the city of Albany. And so these are areas that we have been watching. Radium Springs popping up there. We can see some of those darker purples showing up on the map, indicating some hail could be possible as we get closer toward Radium Springs, like Lily Pond Road there. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive could be dealing with a little bit of hail right now. But it's looking like the best area of rotation is probably staying a little bit further down toward the south. Let me go ahead and pop that up for you. So.
And Tommy, just in flash flood warning for Dougherty County. That does include Albany and Putney, and this warning is in effect until 10:45. Of course, heavy rainfall has occurred throughout our Wednesday across South Georgia, and with the saturated grounds, rising water is pretty evident by all of the heavy downpours we've had today on top of what has fallen the past several days. So just be aware, be cautious, especially if you're in low-lying areas that are prone to flash flooding. There is now a flash flood warning for Dougherty County, including Albany and Putney, and this warning does extend until 10:45 this evening. Looks like we will be in the thick of heavy rainfall for quite some time as more storms are lined up, and we'll continue to head our way throughout the evening well into the overnight. If we get a chance, if you have something new, Tommy, go ahead. But once we get a chance, I just want to give everyone a broad view of what's happening, not only across South Georgia, but as you can see, there's almost like train track of strong, even severe storms coming across central Alabama, moving off toward the southeast right here into South Georgia. A number of warnings, and most of the warnings across Alabama right now are severe thunderstorm warnings. Also, there is a tornado watch in effect. That tornado watch continues here across South Georgia, and notice the watch has been extended It covers all of our viewing area right now. That watch goes all the way over to the Georgia coast. There is that potential threat for the severe storms to continue as we move throughout the evening. Now, along with the tornado watch, yes, we have a couple of tornado warnings right now, and those warnings are covering areas of not only Dougherty County, the extreme northern areas of Baker and Mitchell counties, and also a tornado warning for areas of Ben Hill as well as Irwin counties, the extreme northern section of Coffee County. That's where we have tornado warnings. Also severe thunderstorm warnings covering north areas of Tift County, extreme southern areas of Turner County that does stretch into Irwin County. Also severe thunderstorm warning on top of the tornado warning for Dougherty County, severe thunderstorm warning Terrell as well as Randolph counties, and also flash flood warning for Quitman, Randolph, Terrell, as well as Lee County. So we have a lot of active weather in terms of impactful weather with the potential for flash flooding. More than likely, flash flooding is occurring in some of those areas. Just keep a watchful eye to rising water once again. And with those tornado warnings, we still have the potential for a possible tornado impacting areas of Dougherty County as well as Ben Hill, Irwin, and even northern Coffee counties. But whether it's a tornado or not, more than likely, very strong winds are in the area. And as you can see, there's a lot of lightning with these clusters of storms that are steadily pushing off in these areas. Once again, the activity stretches from Dougherty County northward. Our southern counties, you have not seen a lot of showers and storms today. The exception has been areas just along I-75 from Lowndes County off toward the east, but for now, we see a lot of the very strong activity from Dougherty County across Worth County into areas of Turner County and then east of I-75. Still possible rotation with a lot of these storms, although they may not be tornadic in nature, but still producing some damaging wind gusts. We have had several reports of that across the area today, and also these storms have a history of producing large size hail. Definitely don't want to be outdoors when you are getting golf ball, even tennis ball size hail. That is very dangerous as it falls very rapidly from those thunderstorms, and if it is reaching the ground as large as golf ball and tennis size, yes, that updraft is very strong and it is really racing to the ground. And that's something you don't want to be hit in the head by. So just be very cautious, very aware. Try not to venture outside anytime soon to actually see what's happening. More than 500 lightning strikes here across South Georgia, and that stretches from Coffee County westward all the way into areas Quitman and Clay County. So impactful weather stays with us as we move into early evening with that tornado watch extending until 7 p.m. for most of South Georgia. But for now, we continue with a number of warnings, not only severe thunderstorm warnings, but also tornado warnings that are continuing for several locations right now. So many of you should be already in that safe area. Stay there until we give you the all clear.
And so I just wanted to see if there were any updates by the National Weather Service. It looks like they're continuing the tornado warning that is in Irwin County. That is the latest development that's going all the way until 5:30 as we indicated. They are going to be issuing a tornado warning until 5:45 for Dougherty, Mitchell, Turner, and Worth County. So that one is now going all the way till 5:45 as they have added a new one here on the map as we still see signs of rotation with that system as it continues to push a little bit further toward the east there. So that is going to be what we're going to be dealing with there. So let's go ahead and pop up what we're dealing with right now. I'm going to turn off lightning data so we get a better idea of the overall picture. So we still see a new tornado warning that has popped up here into portions of Dougherty County, though, Worth County, and is now starting to get over there. This is the old one that's showing up there until 5 o'clock. This is the newer one. This one's until 5:45, as it does have that chance for some kind of rotation. We're going to continue the other one there into portions of Early County. So the one that you're seeing here, that's giving you some kind of rotation ongoing that it could be tornadic at this time. It's showing you that this one is going to be ongoing until at least 5:30. So this one's going all the way until 5:30 here in the area. Very, very, very what we're going to be watching. And so what are the details on this tornado warning? Moving east at 35 miles per hour. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, vehicles and will occur. Tree damage is likely from this system. So it is best to take cover now in the lowest level of your home. If you can grab a blanket, if you can grab a helmet, those are going to be the best things that you need. In Worth County, since you are just added to this means that a majority of Worth County, this does include the city of Sylvester, Bridgeboro, Sumner, Poland, East Darty, Alfred's, Powelltown, Anderson City, any of these communities that I mentioned, please get to your safe spot right now, as we do need to make sure you are staying safe, as we do have that new tornado warning. And that does include northern portions of Mitchell County as well, and even just far eastern portions of Darty County, which looks like it does just kind of clip the northern edges of Albany as well. So Putney and Albany are included in that severe thunderstorm warning. We see that flash flood warning, and now a tornado warning that is still continuing a little bit here in the area. So very, very busy time here in Southwest Georgia. Let me go ahead and see what we're dealing with right here, the overall picture. Anything that you have noticed here recently?
No, we are definitely getting some drenching rainfall right here in Albany, here at the station. If we can flip over to our first view 10 cam downtown Albany, we have some strong winds right now, and also you can see the blinding rainfall around the downtown area, but off in a distance, very little in terms of visibility. That, of course, has continued to go downhill. Remember, a flash flood warning is in effect for areas of Dougherty County, also Terrell County, Randolph County, as well as over into Quitman County. So those areas are really getting drenched with the heavy downpours. Once again, if you're in those areas that are prone to flash flooding and you know which areas you are, as you get a lot of rainfall in short order, you know what happens. You know that water rises. So make sure that you are not venturing out. You are staying away from it. Don't try to go outdoors if you don't have to. And if you are having to leave home for any reason, if you come across a road covered with water, please turn around. Go the other way. The last thing you want is to be rescued. You don't want to get caught in some water that you can't get out of. You may think that you that road, but oftentimes car stalls trying to go through a rain-covered road, and the end result, you have to be rescued. That's something you don't want. So try to be very vigilant about not going through a rain-covered road, not trying to cross it. Turn around and go the other way.
That is very important in this situation that we are currently dealing with. We do see a little bit of that rotation. We do see a little bit of that rotation there in portions of Dougherty County. This is going to be sitting just toward the south of Putney. As I move closer toward this radar, it just kind of like makes it a little bit more messy. So I'm trying to move a little bit closer toward over here. So as it continues to push a little bit closer toward Worth County, they're getting closer toward kind of south of East Darty as we begin to see that kind of head along that highway, kind of south of that Highway 82 range there as it pushes a little bit closer toward Sylvester. And so Sylvester, we already saw some radar indicated rotation towards you a little bit earlier, and it looks like we could be seeing a little bit more, potentially even heading your way in the next couple of minutes. And then we're still watching this one system that is now in Irwin County. Now this one is going to continue to really push a little bit further toward the east there. This is a little bit further down south of Ocilla as we're beginning to see. And so I'm going to hop over toward our First Alert radar, give you a better idea of what all of this is looking like. So this is showing you where Ocilla is. It's just showing you like the best area of rotation would potentially be right below Ocilla at this time. And so we're going to, I believe we have some, as we begin to continue in here in the early area. Now, just south of Osceola, this is where we're starting to see the best opportunity for some rotation here in the area. And so the overall pattern is going to hold on to this area of rotation here into this region. So let me go ahead and put a track on this, kind of give you an idea of where this is going to be heading as it's getting us those early kind of warning signs there. So this is Satilla Church at 5:15, now Eva Chapel at 5:19, 5:25 Ambrose. We'll be seeing Ambrose Elementary School at 5:25 as well. Bushnell at 5:28 and 5:30. We're seeing Bethany Church. Those are the locations that we're going to be watching for this to kind of push a little bit closer as it gets out of Irwin County into Coffee County there. We are seeing a severe thunderstorm warning over Coffee County, which does include the city of Douglas and Ambrose as well. All those areas still watching that chance for some as we continue into there. And then we're going to be keeping an eye on this system here in portions of southwest Georgia and Dougherty County. Now, I'm getting word from our producer that we have some tornado video that she wanted to show here into the area. Now, this is just getting you some idea of what was potentially a tornado that we have seen out there. I'm not quite sure where this was located, but this is just, so this was in Baker County that this was located. I'm getting confirmation in my ear. So this was spotted in Baker County a little bit earlier. So this is giving you an idea of what this systems are capable of producing today, just showing you the sheer devastation that we have seen from a number of these areas here on this first alert weather day, which we have had a favorable environment for situations like this to occur, like we're seeing out of Baker County and a number of other reports that we have seen today for those tornado warned storms. And so the overall picture does show here, if we hop right back toward Max 1, giving you that first alert radar view, showing you a lot of lightning starting to pop up in this system that's sitting right in Dougherty County, now getting into Worth County. Another one of those systems that we're still kind of watching, kind of giving a zoomed out approach of this. We still see that tornado warned storm there in Irwin County, still showing some early signs of some kind of rotation with this as well. And also that severe thunderstorm warning that's starting to pop up in a number of different areas, stretching all the way back towards Stewart County and pushing a little bit further southward into Dougherty County, where we're also starting to see a flash flood threat popping up here in the area. And then we're also starting to see a severe thunderstorm warning now still kind of continuing into portions of Tift County and even Turner County and Irwin County as well. And so very busy, active afternoon here in the area. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give you an idea of just how powerful all these storms have been. Now, this shows you currently what we have been dealing with when it comes to the number of lightning strikes. 482 lightning strikes out there. That is what we have been seeing, now jumping up to 486. And so we're just seeing more lightning strikes popping up here and there. Getting reports out of Albany Municipal currently that there was some hail out there. We are still seeing radar indicated tornado possible in Dougherty, Mitchell, Turner, and Worth counties at this time. Irwin County still seeing that radar indicated, nothing observed yet, but that could change as we can go into the rest of the day. But make sure that if you are in Dougherty County or in Worth County, which do include the city of Sylvester, Sumner, Poland, and also going on into portions of Osceola, moving into portions of Irwin County, that you are in your safe spot and that you're not venturing out, as we are still under that tornado warning that is ongoing all the way until 5:45 for the one in Worth County, and we're dealing with the other one there in Irwin County until 5:30. So we have a good bit of time with these warnings going closer to that 6 o'clock hour where we could be still dealing with these storms out here in southwest Georgia. Lots of thunder outside, lots of lightning we're starting to see pop up here on first alert radar. Very busy time here in the area. So showing you where those warnings are and where they're currently sitting here at this time. So 5:45 for the one moving from Dougherty County into Worth County, and the one in Irwin County until 5:30. Those are the two that we're really, really watching out there. But here's an overall broader view showing you a lot of noise out there across southwest Georgia, a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. If you're hearing a severe thunderstorm, if you're hearing heavy rainfall occurring right now, hearing lots of thunder, seeing lots of lightning, you want to make sure that you are A, staying in your safe spot and then going indoors as thunder roars if you're not inside of a tornado warning and you're not already in your safe spot. But if you are currently under a severe thunderstorm warning, please head to your safe spot. If you're dealing with any of these loud noises, the main thing that you're dealing with right now is just the heavy rainfall, gusty winds, potential for some hail. Now, if you're in portions of Dougherty County, so eastern portions of Dougherty County and also into central portions of Worth County, or if you're in Irwin County heading into Coffee County, that's where we see the tornado warnings. That's where we see the best areas of rotation popping up in these storms, and that's where we're really going to be watching the most here over the next several minutes. So very busy time here across Southwest Georgia, and we're going to be seeing lots of lightning. These are just in the last 3 minutes that you're seeing right now in portions of Dougherty County and even in Worth County. So very, very busy time out here across the area. Let me pull up velocity imagery to see what we're getting out of this area. So it's looking like the best chance for some velocity is now starting to cross over from that Dougherty County line into Worth County here fairly soon. We're going to be seeing that kind of sitting in East Dougherty there, and we're also going to be seeing Bridgeboro staying to the north of that area for the best area of rotation there in that region. Now, as we move a little bit closer toward this Irwin County storm that we have been following for a while, this one still sees that kind of best rotation kind of crossing a little bit now into Coffee County from what I'm seeing. Some of it's still in Irwin County right now, and then you can see that's just staying north of Lax, but really getting closer toward that highway, I believe 32 there in portions of Irwin County, and that it could eventually lead into Coffee County. So very, very loud rainfall occurring here over the station. You can just see how powerful these storms are and why you should be staying safe in your safe spot currently as we continue to speak here in the area. Let me see if there's any updates from the National Weather Service. We can see Dime Science Hail report on the South Line Road there in Dougherty County, Worth County line, so near those areas. So we're keeping an eye on hail reports that we're seeing being reported out there. Still no kind of signs of any kind of like rotation, no observed tornado, but still radar indicated rotation is still possible in both of these systems.
Well, Tom, it looks like still the major impact continues to be the reports of hail, even small size hail right around the Putney area. Also getting reports of baseball size hail on the southern end of Highway 19. That's coming in from Linda Vance. Thanks, Linda, for reporting that. Also, a lot of lightning, and of course, the rain is coming down in buckets right now. That's why we have flash flood warnings for several areas. Mia, if you could switch over to Max 2 for me, that way I can show where these warnings are. Notice where you see the green. The green does cover areas of Dougherty County, Lee County, Terrell, into Randolph, and even Quitman County. Flash flood warnings are in effect for those areas. On top of that, we have severe thunderstorm warnings. So we are continuing to get in on the severe storms for many areas, of course, with the heavy downpours. Now we're getting several inches of rain from these storms, and they have been riding over the same areas throughout the afternoon and continuing now on into early evening. Not only are we continuing to deal with tornado warnings, but also severe thunderstorm warnings are continuing. Right now, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued for Randolph County. It does include Cuthbert, Edison, and Abbeville. Those areas are included in that warning, and that does cover areas of Quitman and Clay counties. I think we are hearing the siren go off. I'm not sure what that one is for. But of course, we are continuing to, here's another report of hail coming in out of Putney. These hail clusters are very large, and it is a result of the very strong updrafts in those thunderstorms, of very cold tops, and those storms are just bouncing around in the top of those thunderstorms. as they fall to the ground, well, they are falling so rapidly, they are actually holding together. So we're getting hail size, golf ball, baseball size hail, very large. Definitely, you don't want to be outside in any of that activity. Here's an indicator coming across northern areas of Baker County, southern Dougherty County, with hail about 1 inch, even 2 inch in diameter, and also about 1.5 inches as we go over toward areas of I-75. So hail has been one of the major impacts from these severe storms this afternoon, and that's going to continue on into the early evening. Now, along with the hail, also intense lightning. Lightning, of course, has been rather ferocious throughout the day. We have had thousands of lightning strikes at times, also very strong winds. Reports of downed trees in some locations. Of course, that is still holding, especially with the severe storms that are still being impactful and moving on through areas of South Georgia. If we can switch over to Max 2 for a moment, I just want to continue view. I know many of you don't know all the counties just by exactly where they are, but let me show you right now. All of South Georgia is in a tornado watch. That watch extends until 7 p.m. That's the red coloring here. Now, the darker red indicates it's a tornado warnings. That covers areas of Dougherty, Worth County, and then as we move over into portions of Irwin, Ben Hill, as well as northern Coffee County. Coffee County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. And we also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Terrell County, the extreme western areas of Lee County, and also getting into Randolph, Quitman, and Clay counties, also a portion of Calhoun County under severe thunderstorm warning. It's like a conveyor belt. We've gotten multiple rounds of strong, even severe storms coming across central Alabama. They're pushing off toward the southeast, so this activity is going to be ongoing. It's not coming to an end anytime soon. We may get a brief lull in the activity, but in the meantime, looks like we will continue with a threat for severe storms, even moving into later on tonight. For now, we are continuing with the severe thunderstorm warning. That includes Dougherty County. Of course, Albany and Putney are included in that warning. Other areas are continuing under those severe thunderstorm warning. Notice the severe thunderstorm warning covering western Dougherty County. This probably goes as far east as Westover Boulevard, I'm guessing there right now. Also, that warning covers southern Terrell County back into Randolph County. Even areas of Calhoun County are included in the severe thunderstorm warning. That's the yellow colored boxes that we are seeing right now. In the meantime, you see all of the lightning flashes that are being indicated. That's where we have those clusters of strong storms. These storms have been pushing off toward the east. We've got a cluster of storms right now coming across Dougherty County. Really impactful weather right here in the Good Life City. Also impactful weather as we get into Worth County, and that's going to be just along north and south of Highway 82. Not quite into Tift County, but definitely moving in that direction. And then more clusters of storms right now over areas of Coffee County. A tornado warning does continue for areas of Irwin County. That tornado warning stretches into western areas of Coffee County, but that's where you see that cluster of strong storms. Further off toward the north, no warnings, but Sumter County, northern Sumter County, heavy rainfall is coming down. That is also clipping northern Webster as well as Stewart counties, although around Stewart County, you've got quite a bit of lightning right there. This line of storms still continuing to move here across South Georgia. So this, once again, is going to be ongoing. Make sure you are remaining alert and you know where your safe area is in the event a warning is issued. We're seeing the brunt of this activity stretching from Dougherty County northward. Very few of our southern counties have had showers and storms this afternoon. The exception has been areas along and east of I-75, particularly Lowndes, Lanier, Clinch, and Eccles counties. You are getting a break from the action, and this has developed within the past 15 to 30 minutes or so, just along the Thomas-Brooks County line, just north of Pavo. This stretches across southern areas of Colquitt County, right around Berlin. also south of Moultrie. Just an area of moderate to heavy rainfall. Notice it is not intense in nature, but it could eventually become that way. So as you see, the active weather is off to the north, continuing to push off toward the east. Areas to our south, Thomasville over toward Cairo, Bainbridge, Donaldsonville, even Bainbridge, getting a break from the active weather on this Wednesday. That's not to say that storms will not head your way later on this evening, but for now, things are much quieter as opposed to areas just off to your north where strong, even severe storms are ongoing with the potential threat for flash flooding. Flash flood warnings does cover several locations, including Doherty, Lee, Terrell, Randolph, as well as Quitman, portions of Clay County. That's where we've had multiple rounds of very heavy rainfall. The ground is well saturated from several inches of rain the past several days. No doubt, rapidly rising water, especially in areas that are prone to flash flooding. And this is going to be ongoing for the rest of this evening with more rain and storms on through the remainder of this week.
So I did notice that a little bit earlier they were talking about that near 3-inch size hail was reported in Doherty County, north of Pecan City. That's what they say. It was located. Teacup size hail up to 3 inches. So very, very powerful popping up here across southwest Georgia. So not only do we have that tornado threat, but we do have that hail threat, flash flooding threat, and that thunderstorm wind damage threat. And so we are just fairly busy out there. I believe we have a little bit of video popping up here about some of that hail signs that we literally just saw coming up here in a couple of minutes. But we will get to that to you and show you kind of what we've been reporting out here in southwest Georgia. Yes, so we are going to be dealing with the opportunities for some hail that we've seen even in Sylvester. You can see the amount of lightning that's popping up out there, and even the opportunity for some even I believe, there we go, some rotation popping up here in the area. So very busy as we get into Worth County. Now we're going to be continuing to see this system continue to head off a little bit further toward the east. And I know we were just talking about this just a little bit earlier, but let me turn off this right here. This is giving you an idea of that hail track, kind of showing you what it looks like. Now pushing into Sylvester, you can see some hail reports that we see from our Doppler radar, nearly 2-inch size hail. And so we're going to be popping up some video that we've received from Sylvester here to kind of give you an idea of what people have been seeing for today. I believe this is outside of the Sylvester Walmart. This is one of those storms that have pushed through. This was a fairly powerful system, very ominous looking out there, but it just looks like we've been dealing with a lot of this, and we've gotten a lot of videos and pictures from numerous pictures, and so we've had even reports. So some hail video that we have seen coming out of Sylvester as well.
Video of hail in Lee County.
So this is out of Albany, one of those videos out of Albany right now that we see some hail coming down, that somebody has gotten a video outside of their home showing what that looks like. Very dangerous time out there. So we have seen some numerous reports of hail, even the opportunity for some teacup-sized hail, as they reported in one of the National Weather Service reports that we have seen out of there. It does look like they are canceling a tornado warning out of Irwin County, so they are going to be canceling that tornado warning out of Irwin County, but we are holding on to this tornado warning that is currently still sitting in Doherty County and even Worth County at this time. So we do still have a severe thunderstorm warning popping up into portions of Coffee County, but this is just showing you. And then we have more video of areas out of here in southwest Georgia. So this is just showing you more of that hail right there and some of those ominous clouds that we have seen popping up here across southwest Georgia. So fairly busy, very busy that we have dealt with. But this is giving you an idea of an overarching picture of southwest Georgia, where we're starting to see those severe thunderstorm warnings pop up here across the area. Still dealing with an opportunity for some tornado warnings, which currently we're still seeing radar indicated tornado threat here in the area. So severe thunderstorm warning right over Calhoun, Doherty, Lee, Randolph, and Terrell County. maybe we're starting to hear a little bit of hail right on top of the roof here at the station. So fairly powerful out there. We're seeing this severe thunderstorm warning all the way until 6:30. So very, very busy time here in Southwest Georgia. Now, the overall picture of First Alert Radar is showing you that we have the opportunity for hail. We have the opportunity for some damaging winds. If we can hop over to Max 1, that look at what we're dealing with here on our First Alert Radar, giving you an idea of what we're dealing with when it comes to the amount of lightning that's popping up out there, showing some signs of rotation, which is why we still have those tornado warning systems, because this rotation could have the chance to become tornadic, and then we'll be potentially seeing a tornado popping up out there. And so that's what you're beginning to see by our storm track predictions out there, showing you a number of areas under all this lightning of what we could be dealing with here. And so we are dealing with an opportunity for that hail, flash flooding. If you run into a flooded roadway, my biggest tip to you is just please turn around, don't drown. I know we've said it numerous times, but it is fairly important that you make sure you're staying safe and that you are doing your best that you can to be where you need to be in your safe spot at this time. Now, the overall picture does show, let's go ahead and get back toward our, I'm going to hop toward the opportunity to look at our velocity imagery to kind of see if we're still seeing any kind of rotation out there. Now, we're seeing signs of some rotation now moving into Worth County. There were some earlier signs based on what we've seen from storm tracks here. So this is giving you an idea what storm tracks is showing. Some early signs of some kind of rotation potentially there back into Dougherty County, and some rotation potentially back here into Worth County right now. So if you live anywhere in the Dougherty, kind of east of the Dougherty County area, and then mainly sitting in the central portions of Worth County, remain in your safe spot, as we still have that chance for some of that rotation to potentially tighten back up and then become tornadic. So we want to make sure that you are remaining in your safe spot. And we're just getting numerous reports of hail sizes that are out there that are fairly large in diameter, and that we have seen reports of here in Southwest Georgia in this summertime that we're dealing with right now. So this kind of late spring, early kind of close to summertime storm that we're dealing with that we typically don't see for this time of year. But here we are, getting in on some of these very powerful systems as we have this stationary front that's sitting right over the area, allowing for these storms to have lift in the atmosphere to produce these very, very powerful storms here across Southwest Georgia. And so that's what we're dealing with out there. But let's hop toward our First Alert Radar, giving you a broader picture, just kind of showing you what we're dealing with here in the area. So a number of severe thunderstorm warnings stretching all the way back and from portions of Alabama here into Southwest Georgia. And we're getting in on some of those tornado warning storms here in our area right now. Only tornado warning that we are currently seeing that's going all the way until 5:45 is mainly sitting into portions of Dougherty County and getting into Worth County right now. And that one's going all the way until 5:45. And so we'll keep an eye on that. Some other reports that we're seeing out of Irwin County from Irwinville, there was a report of around 2-inch size hail just below that, so golf ball size hail, and then another report of some golf ball size hail in Albany, Dougherty County there as well. So we are dealing with an opportunity for that as well, along with just some very heavy rainfall ongoing here across Southwest Georgia that we're seeing in a number of different locations from what we're seeing over here. But please stay safe out there. Remain in your safe spot, especially if you're in Dougherty County or if you're in Worth County at this time. Something that we want to keep an eye on and keep you focused on here in the area. So very, very busy at this time as we see lots of lightning with those storms as they have not weakened whatsoever. We have seen numerous hail tracks pop up here in the area. And so all what you're seeing, I'm going to turn off the lightning data so you get a better idea of what that hail track looks like. So here's a look at that hail track as we continue to push a little bit into Dougherty County and now into Worth County, still showing you where we're dealing with the big hail sizes. And so this is a Doppler radar indicated hail sizes that we're starting to see here. So almost 2 inches now in Worth County is what we're still dealing with there. Now we're starting to see close to 1.7-inch size hail and some smaller size hail. And once you get more to those kind of like that grayish areas, those darker grays, those whites, but when you get to those deeper purples and those blues, that's when we start to get above 1 inch or more in that hail. And we're also still seeing very heavy rainfall ongoing across southwest Georgia here at this time. So very busy time here, and we're still watching that tornado warning that is ongoing here in Dougherty County, going into Worth County all the way until 5:45, as we still see that chance for a tornado to develop here in the area. So something that we'll continue to watch as we push into our velocity imagery, and we can even take a look at our debris detector, see if there's anything kind of in the atmosphere. And right now, not really many signs popping up here whatsoever here for any significant tornadoes that are popping up there. Nothing like we saw just a little bit earlier from these showers and thunderstorms here in southwest Georgia. But first alert radar still giving you that idea of what we're dealing with right now, which is the chance for that heavy rainfall, those gusty winds, that hail, and even the flash flooding that we have seen with the just waves of rainfall that we have seen come through southwest Georgia over the last several minutes. So let's see if there's any updates from the National Weather Service currently at this time. Still just seeing those reports mainly of just the hail reports that we have seen here across the area, but that's really the main thing. Any updates, Yolanda, on anything that you have seen?
The only thing, Tommy, is that we are getting hundreds of reports from viewers of hail falling from these severe storms. That has been the story for this afternoon, now into early evening. Of course, these storms have been producing a lot of lightning, but the other side of the story, the reports of hail, small size to golf ball size hail. And once again, this system is sticking around. It's almost like a conveyor belt. You see the line of storms stretching across central Alabama, and the movement is off toward the southeast, making a beeline right into South Georgia. We have these disturbances, these waves of energy moving across the deep south, and of course we had a frontal boundary to retreat off toward the north. So we have a lot of warm Gulf moisture in place, a very unstable air mass. Combine all of those features along with some strong upper level winds. We have had the turning of winds with height, which has resulted in tornadic activity for today, with tornadoes still possible and developing right now, where we continue with tornado warnings for a few areas, but a line of severe thunderstorms coming across central Alabama right into South Georgia, and that stretches along and east of I-75. Once again, for our southern counties, you have escaped the brunt of the stormy weather today. The exception has been areas of Lowndes, Clinch, Eccles, and portions of Lanier counties. But that was earlier. Since that time, you've had a break from the action. However, still that potential for strong, even severe storms to move into your area as we move throughout the rest of this evening. Of course, we are continuing with not only severe thunderstorm warnings, but also we still have the tornado warning, which remains in effect until 5:45. So just a bit longer on that warning, about 15 more minutes. But you see these severe thunderstorm warnings that stretch across areas of not only Dougherty County, but Randolph, Terrell County, all the way into Clay and Quitman counties. This has been the general area for the severe storms of this afternoon. But notice off across Stewart County, some very intense activity with a lot of lightning ongoing. Definitely drenching rainfall, which stretches across Webster County, even Sumter County getting in on the activity, although there are no warnings across your area, but still some impactful weather with a blinding rainfall, especially from Americus over toward Plains. If you are in Smithville, DeSoto, over toward Leslie, getting a break, just mainly some light activity, but no doubt about it, you are hearing those rumbles of thunder and seeing the lightning strikes off to your northwest. Lots of lightning continuing there across Worth County. That's where we are continuing with possible rotation there. That is just off to the east of Sylvester, riding along Highway 82, somewhere between Poland and Ty. Not quite into Tift County, but definitely moving into Tift County right now. Notice that cluster of thunderstorms just to the north of Tifton, and that is lined up along I-75, working toward the Tift, Ben Hill, Irwin County line, and also strong storms are still ongoing over into Coffee County. Looks like Turner County, you got a break from the stronger storms, which are now just off to your south, but it is this corridor coming across Doherty County eastward into Worth County, where the strong, even severe storms are ongoing. And once again, there is that potential threat for flash flooding, where we have flash flood warnings covering Worth County right now, a very heavy rainfall that is currently ongoing.
I just wanted to let you know that one of our producers just said that we had some video as we were talking about flash flooding of cars stuck in standing water here in the area. So very, very busy out here across Southwest Georgia. Now, best idea, turn around, do not drown. You do not want to end up in flooded roadways. You want to make sure that you are avoiding that at all possible. You do not want to end up just like this. As you can see, the heavy rainfall ongoing. I can see some hail popping up.
You
can see that car
Tommy?
in the distance there. Yes, I can see the car in the distance in the standing water. So that is going to be what we're going to be watching right there. That car, you do not want to be like that car as it is currently sitting in some standing water. Just like you don't want to drive through that water like that truck did, as it could very well get stuck at this time. And so please do not drive through flooded roadways. Never do this. Your car could very well even receive damage even after you do this. It may not even, you might not hear it today, but tomorrow you might try to start your car and it doesn't work because you drove through some flooded roadways, just like what a couple of these people are doing here in Albany. So thank you for this video.
People overestimate the power of water. And as you can see, that car there looks like it is stalled, and now someone has to be rescued from trying to cross that road. There was another car going around. Well, it's fortunate it made it through that water, but this is what's happening, and that water is only going to rise. You see how heavy the rain is right now. That is continuing. The rain is not stopping anytime soon. It's going to continue, and we're getting definitely those heavy downpours. But once again, if you have to go out and you come across a road covered with water, remember the adage, turn around, don't drown. It's only going to take you a few extra seconds or a minute or two to go the other way. You don't want to have to be rescued. That's taking emergency personnel away from real emergencies that may be happening at that same time.
So we do have a new tornado warning that has popped up for northern portions of Colquitt County, now Berrien County, and even Cook County. So that does include the city of Lenox there as well. So, and I believe Adel is in that as well. Yep, that does go along I-75 there down toward Adel and even getting into portions of Sparks. So we do have this new tornado warning that has popped up here into portions of now still in Worth County, getting into Tift County as well, down over into Berrien County, into northern portions of Colquitt County, and even Cook County. So this is going all the way until 6:15, so 45 minutes with this new warning, as we do still see some rotation here in the area, something that we will continue watching here in Southwest Georgia as we continue. So I'm going to see some details, what they say. So this is moving now southeast at around 40 miles per hour. It's trying to get to a more favorable environment with that rotation. So flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, or vehicles will occur. Now, this currently is radar indicated and ping pong ball size hail out there. So moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. It is located southeast of Sylvester, 7 miles north of Norman Park, that best area of rotation currently. Now, we're also seeing this impacting, as we mentioned, Cook, Berrien, Colquitt, Tift, and Worth. And so we do have a little bit of video out of Worth County right now. This is showing you, look at that water that has collected right on this person's front walkway, the hail that is ongoing from this. So Worth County has been fairly busy when it comes to, we've seen that tornado warning that's been ongoing for the last hour and a half, to even the opportunity for things like this hail and some flooding roadways. You want to make sure that you are staying safe, because even behind this, once we get past the tornado warning that is currently in the area, still more rainfall ongoing where we could be seeing more flooded roadways. And please, again, turn around, do not drown. If you can find an alternate route home, that's what you want to do. You do not want to drive through any flooded roadways at this time. So very busy right now. So what we continue to watch. So let's go ahead and move closer toward this current tornado warning. warning that is new, fresh into our system. So this does include the city of Omega. That does include you. Now, we also see Scooterville popping up here as well. Still, I believe, right outside of Tai Tai. That is one area that is not currently in this, but here's a look at that warning. Excelsior starting to pop up there as well. Lenox, we're starting to see Barneyville, Adel, and it looks like we're getting a little bit closer. Sparks, yes, you are included in this. Cool Springs, and so these are the areas that we are watching for this. And I'm going to turn back on sweeping radar so you get an idea of what that looks like. We see some of the reds kind of mixing in with that warning overall, but here's a good picture of how we have been dealing with. Now, a lot of these storms have been mainly producing a lot of large-size hail, and that has been leading to some damage across southwest Georgia. And we have seen a lot of heavy rainfall that has gone on here in the area as well. We see Powelltown, and we do have another tornado warning that has popped up for portions of Dougherty County, northern Mitchell County, and now getting into northern Colquitt County as well. As we still see a little bit of rotation with this system that is down toward the south that has brought in like the heavier rainfall that we have seen over the city of Albany. This is a new tornado warning. I believe that one's probably going on until all the way until 6:15 as well. So here we go. Let's go ahead and look at both of those so you get an idea. And so yes, both of these new tornado warnings are going all the way until 6:15 as we go on. And so very busy time frame here in the area. And I know just giving you an idea of, you know, all the hail that we have seen, the big hail. And I know Yolanda pulled up a graphic here, which gives you a good indication of what hail size versus updraft speeds need to be to produce hail the size that we have been seeing for some of these storms today. So we hop over right over toward max 2 for us. This will give you a good indication of what that looks like.
Yeah, indeed. So, Tommy, most of the hail reports we have received so far, at least a lot of them, have been golf ball, even tennis ball size hail. Those updrafts in those tall thunderstorm cloud tops are very strong. We're talking about 64 miles per hour golf ball size hail, and for tennis size, 77 miles per hour. Baseball size hail, 81 miles per hour. That's how strong those updrafts are. So as those clusters of ice, and that's what hail is, clusters of ice. As they fall to the ground, they're falling so rapidly they don't have enough time to melt. The air is very cold in those cloud tops, so as that hail falls to the ground, it is still holding together because of the fast movement to the Earth's surface. So once it hits the ground, it is still very large, and that's why we are seeing those large size hail reports coming in, golf ball size. Also, I've heard reports of tennis ball, even baseball size hail. Also, hail has been falling over areas of Dougherty County, particularly around South Mock Road. That's coming in from Commissioner John Howard. He's had quite a bit of hail fall in his area right there off South Mock. And that has been the intensity of these severe storms this afternoon producing hail. And yes, this is an unusual weather pattern for June, especially with this widespread outbreak of severe weather. But we have had very unusual weather for the past couple of months. For the month of May, unseasonably cooler temperatures for our area, and we have been well below average for quite some time. We actually had some heat, but temperatures have dropped below average once again. So definitely some unusual weather patterns for actually the past couple of months, and this for early June. Mid-June now is definitely unusual as well. But those updrafts in these very strong as well as severe storms are very strong. And as these balls of ice fall to the ground, which is hail, well, they are falling very large because of the very strong flow that it is falling through that cloud top and eventually reaching the ground in large sizes, golf ball size, tennis ball size in some areas, but we have also had smaller size hail, but even those are coming in from strong updrafts, penny to nickel, even quarter size hail.
And so we'll switch right back over toward Max 1. idea of what First Alert Radar is showing for those tornado warnings all the way until 6:15. I went ahead and I pulled up velocity imagery to kind of see what we're dealing with right here on velocity imagery. The best area of rotation is mainly going to be kind of in between Tift County, getting into northern portions of Colquitt County at this time. That is where we're going to be seeing this, getting very close to Omega here fairly soon. And so this is where we're watching that tornado warning and where it's going to be heading toward its southeasterly direction. Now, here's a look at just a good idea of where the heavy rainfall is currently sitting. This rainfall stretches back along I-75 into portions of Lenox right now, and it is heading down toward Adel here fairly soon. So you're getting in on some heavy rainfall. Tifton getting in on some very heavy showers currently at this time. Currently, I don't believe you are under that tornado warning, but still keeping an eye on this system. So no, Tifton, you are not in that tornado warning, but you are still dealing with a lot of heavier rainfall and gusty winds and even some large size hail. Now, moving a little bit closer toward that other tornado warning that we're still seeing, this is going all the way until 6:15. Now, this one right here does show an opportunity for very similar conditions to what we're dealing with over there into now Tift County, moving into northern Colquitt County as well. And so here's a look at that velocity imagery, kind of giving you an idea of what that looks like. This velocity imagery, once it loads here, now it's showing that this is still kind of back into Daugherty County. That area of rotation could be clipping into portions kind of getting near Bridgeboro here very soon, there into kind of southwestern portions of Worth County once it exits Daugherty County here fairly soon. So once it moves over the next couple of minutes, we get some more fresh scans. We'll be seeing how this system continues to progress and how it continues to move a little bit further toward the south and east there. But let's go ahead and put a track on this one. I'm going to go ahead and hop back to our First Alert Radar to kind of give you an idea of what we're dealing with. And so here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and erase this so we can get a better idea of the directions that we are going here. So you're going to be seeing the exact same thing with that 6:15 timing, but this kind of helps me see that it's moving southeast at 55 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and update our timer and show you where this is going to be headed next. And so I'm going to properties and then 55. There we go. 55 miles per hour, moving southeast at 55 miles per hour. So if it holds through, it will be getting to these locations at this time. So at 5:50, we're seeing Pritchett's around 5:50. We're seeing Tickner around 5:52. Doran around 5:54, and we'll be seeing Doran Elementary School around 5:54 as well. New Elm around 6 o'clock. Schley around 6:02, and Gray School by 6:06. And so those are a couple of areas that I mentioned. I'm going to move this a little bit down here, kind of out of the way. Now, that tornado warning does clip into portions of Baconton as well. And so I'm just kind of giving you an overall picture of what this is looking like for our area. So Baconton, this does include you. You are included in that tornado warning as this begins to be along Highway 19 and pushing. It looks like they're around 137. So if I'm reading that number right there on the map. But those areas, if you live anywhere near Bridgeboro, Doran, New Elm, back toward Baconton, Putney, still included in that tornado warning right now. They're into this area, Schley as well. And this is headed down toward that Moultrie region. So you want to make sure you are staying fairly safe there in this region. And then as we take a look at this tornado warning that's moving a little bit further into Worth County, now getting a little bit on the kind of eastern side, moving into Tift County and now into Berrien, and we can see Cook County as well. And Norman Park, it's included in this. So we're seeing portions of Colquitt County as well at this time. And so it's been fairly busy here over the last several minutes. And I think Yolanda just has a kind of a good idea. What are any updates from the National Weather Service or anything that we have seen?
Don't see anything from the National Weather Service just yet, but I just want to point out to viewers, I know I'm getting reports that some have lost their satellite service, possible cable service. If that has happened, remember that you can use our First Alert weather app. It's right there in the palm of your hand. You can track of the storms, also see what watches and warnings are out at any particular time, and see what's happening in your neighborhood and those areas outside of your neighborhood. Don't forget, once again, our WLB First Alert Weather app. It is on your mobile devices in the event that you do not have cable or your satellite service is no longer in service. These storms are definitely packing a punch this afternoon, causing, I have not heard of any widespread power outages so far, but I'm quite sure possibly impacting some of the services in terms of the cable service and your satellite service. So go ahead on, and if you have not downloaded it, download our WLB First Alert Weather app, and that way you can keep up with what's happening in terms of the strong and severe storms that are continuing to impact our area. Of course, we still have tornado warnings. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings. Also, flash flood warnings remain in effect, along with severe thunderstorm warnings. This is going to be ongoing as we move throughout the evening. It doesn't appear that we'll have much of a lull, at least on through the next couple of hours, as we are continuing with these severe storms. They are producing damaging wind gusts around 60 miles an hour. Also, reports of half-dollar size hail are coming in from areas of Dougherty County. Oh, that's pretty large there, half-dollar size, about an inch and a quarter.